What's going on, guys? What you doing besides hanging around on YouTube? Stopping by to see the show? I'm really glad you did. This is the Dray Way, and I'm Drayton, your host. I got a fun show for you today, so you showed up at the right time. So let's get started. Let's get this show going. Let's go! Hey, welcome to the Dray Way. As you know, we have a new administration that's about 4 months into what they're doing. This whole Doge thing and all this nonsense. You know what judges are doing? Judges are putting a stop to all the nonsense. The downsizing of government agencies. Judges are pretty much putting a halt to that. Yeah, the latest stories are out and about, and they're basically saying that judges have had enough. Judges are saying, yeah, that's not legal what you're doing. You see, there is we have laws in this country. There is a right way to do things, and there is a wrong way to do things. And this administration just thinks that Donald Trump's pen is the end-all be-all. And that's just not the case. That's not law. That's not real law. The problem is that, we have a legislature, and they determine what is going to be law. You see, this whole downsizing government thing, this isn't new. This is not new. Clinton did this back in the day. Bill Clinton. But he did it by going through the House and the Senate. He actually had a plan. He actually did this surgically and the correct way. What Donald Trump and this administration has done is unlawful, is not proper, and is not the right way to do anything. And that's exactly why judges are like, yeah, no, you can't do that. You just can't make up a fake agency and have them go around firing people. That's not a thing. Yeah. And it's wrong. And it's caused all this upheaval for no reason whatsoever. If you want to shrink government, there's an easy way to do that. You could cut the military budget. Yeah, the military budget that is now approaching $1 trillion. It's $1 trillion. Let's just say what it is. It's $1 trillion a year. We spend $1 trillion just on our military. Let that sink in for a moment. And how much money that really is. When you compare it to the rest of the world, it's just crazy, While China is doing investments in their infrastructure, what are we doing? What new bridges are we building? What new power infrastructure are we doing? You know what I've noticed? Maybe you haven't noticed this, but here we are 4 months, almost 4 months into a Republican Senate, a Republican House, a Republican president. And you know what they've accomplished through legislation? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So that is the one thing that I kind of predicted would happen, and it's coming true. Republicans can't do anything. They literally can't do anything. Even when they have the House, the Senate, and the presidency. They accomplish nothing. And so where are we at? Well, where we are at the end of the year, we're going to be talking about midterms. We're going to be talking about the elections next year. We're going to be talking about getting rid of the House and taking the House back for Democrats. And it's going to happen. And it's going to happen because this House of Representatives has been a complete and total disaster. They have accomplished absolutely nothing for this country. Nothing. And that's why over and over again, I absolutely laugh and crack up at people that go, I'm a Republican. No, you're not. No, you're not. What is that? What do you mean you're a Republican? Are you rich? I mean, are you really rich? Because unless you're really rich, you're not a Republican. What does a Republican mean? What does that even mean? You're Republican because why? Why? Smaller government? Nonsense. More fiscally? Bullshit. That's all just fake nonsense. You're really Republican for just two reasons. You're either really rich or you're racist. It's either or. Because as you can see, as proof, it's proof. Republican House, Republican Senate, President, what's been accomplished? Nothing. Nothing. And what are they going to accomplish? Nothing. How come? Because they don't care. They don't care. And isn't that obvious now? Compare what Biden got done in his first 100 days. Compare what he got done. And he had to get things done because he was handed a pandemic. So he had to get to work immediately. Compared to what these guys have accomplished. Nothing. Just Donald Trump writing a bunch of executive orders. And if you notice, Republicans are dead quiet about it. If you have a Democrat president, that a Democratic one that does, little signing of the pen here and there, Republicans lose their mind. Well, who does it? We're going to take this to court. Yeah, he can't do that. He can't. They have a fit. But Donald Trump setting a record, doing one after another, after another, after another, they don't say a word. Not a word. That's what hypocrites Republicans are. That's why Republicans aren't to be taken seriously. That's why they're really a total joke. Because they speak out of both ends of their mouth. And it's just ridiculous. But let me know what you think. Welcome to the Dray Way. I'm glad you're here. I'm Drayton Nay, your host. And we got more to talk about, so don't go anywhere. Stay right with me. Restaurants are done. A lot of restaurants over the next year or two are going to go out of business. Red Lobster, Applebee's, Outback, all of these, all these restaurants that we've seen over the last 10, 20, 30 years that have been a staple of America. Yeah, they're going away. And they're going away for various reasons, but we're changing. The country is changing. And a lot of these so-called restaurants that people used to go to and there used to be value in doing it, there's just no value anymore. I mean, have you been to a Red Lobster lately? Do you know how expensive it is to go to a Red Lobster? It's insane. And simply most families can't afford it. It's just gotten way too expensive. And not only do you have to pay for the dinner, then plus, a 20% tip, you're talking about just for a family of four, you could be talking about $150. Yeah, at least. Could be as much as $200. So a family of four goes out to eat at Red Lobster, $150 to $200. Who has that in their budget? Who can afford to do that today? Yeah, and if you can afford that, you're not going to the Red Lobster. Yeah. So there's restaurants like that, it's just, like the other one that I drive by all the time, and I sit there and I go, who's going to Subway? Who's doing that? I mean, you know what going to a Subway is like? Going to a Subway is like going to a Blockbuster. That's automatically what I equate it with, If I'm going to Subway, I feel like I got to go to Blockbuster first. That's how old and antiquated it is. Who wants to go eat a slimy ass sandwich at Subway? Who wants to do that? That slimy ass watery meat? Ew. I cannot believe. I drive by there and I look and I go, how on earth are those things still open? Who is sitting there going, you know what? I'm hungry. I need a Subway sandwich. Ew. 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 I don't know how many thousands of stores they've closed, but they haven't closed enough. They have not closed enough. They need to close more. There is no good reason to go to a Subway. Absolutely not. The food is gross. Absolutely gross. But again, that's with the whole theme of a lot of restaurants are going to go away this year and next year. In 2025, 2026, yeah, I expect more restaurants just to go to the wayside because, we're changing. The thought of a family of four getting dressed up, getting in the car and going out to eat and stuff like that, I think those days are gone. I think that family of four is a lot more likely to order DoorDash. I think DoorDash is a lot more convenient, and you can bring the restaurant food and bring it right into the house without having to drive there and take the family and all that stuff. I can just order it in and plop on something on Netflix and just do it that way. I don't think the going out experience for restaurants is needed anymore. I think it's going to be a dying thing in the years ahead. So yeah, what is my prediction for 2025 and 2026? A whole bunch of restaurants going out of business. Let me know what you think. Are you still going to restaurants? And if you are, on average, how much do you spend? If you're still going to restaurants, let me know in the comments. If you're still going, how much are you spending? Let me know. Don't go anywhere. I got a final thought. One of the things I just still don't think we take seriously enough in this country is I just don't think we take our health seriously. And I see so many of my friends struggling, and I try to have this conversation with them. And, they're struggling at work, they're struggling at home. And I say, look, part of the struggle is the more you struggle, the more you eat. The more you eat, the more you struggle. And it just seems to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I see it all the time. And I try in the nicest way to tell my friends, the answer is not in food. I know a lot of people get comfort in food, but food is not your friend. Food is actually something to be parsed out in a very strict way, because your body only requires so much. And far too many people supply their body with way, way too much. And it has all kinds of effects, not just on your body, but on your mind. And it's hard to face, times are hard. It's not easy. We work a lot, we work hard. A lot of us are tired. A lot of us got, many things going on. We're juggling career and family, and I realize that. And that's why it is so important. It is so important that every single day, whether it's 20 minutes, 30 minutes, you find some minutes that are for you. And I'm finding minutes in my meal preparation and in walking. I increasingly found time because I rearranged my schedule so I could walk more. Because the more I walk, the better I feel. The better I feel, the more I want to eat right. The more I eat right, the better it just works hand in hand. And in 2025, I just think it's something that we need to consistently talk about. If you want to do better, if you want to feel better, if you want to accomplish more, if you want to be there for your family, you got to take care of yourself. You got to devote time towards you. And I can promise you, the more time you devote towards you and your wellness, the happier you're going to be. It's tough to be happy if you don't feel good. It's real hard. And that's why the answer is you got to take care of yourself. And one thing I've been, as you know, if you've been following me on here, I've been talking about it, and I'm going to keep saying it: walk walk, walk, walk. Start off with a block. Start off with a quarter mile. Start off with then a half mile, then a mile. Keep building on it. Set goals for yourself. And pay attention what you're doing in the kitchen. Prep your meals, Just don't grab things and go, I'm hungry, because that leads to overeating. Actually do some meal prep so that your portions are all measured out, so that you're eating what you should be eating and not too much. I know. Sounds like I'm preaching, but I just want you to feel better. I just want you to be able to handle your days better. And if you start taking care of yourself better, you're going to be able to take care of others better too. Thanks for stopping by the Dray Way. Don't forget, there's a new Dray Way each and every day. I hope you'll come back and see me. Don't forget, hit the subscribe button. Come hang out with me. There's a new Dray Way every day. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day, everybody.